Welcome back to the program.
A short time ago, the U.S. military carried out massive precision strikes on the three key nuclear facilities in the Iranian regime: Fordow, Natanz, and Esfahan. Everybody heard those names for years as they built this horribly destructive enterprise. Our objective was the destruction of Iran's nuclear enrichment capacity and a stop to the nuclear threat posed by the world's number one state sponsor of terror. Tonight, I can report to the world that the strikes were a spectacular military success. Iran's key nuclear enrichment facilities have been completely and totally obliterated. Iran, the bully of the Middle East, must now make peace. If they do not, future attacks will be far greater and a lot easier. For 40 years, Iran has been saying death to America, death to Israel. They have been killing our people, blowing off their arms, blowing off their legs with roadside bombs. That was their specialty. We lost over 1,000 people, and hundreds of thousands throughout the Middle East and around the world have died as a direct result of their hate. In particular, so many were killed by their general, Qasem Soleimani. I decided a long time ago that I would not let this happen. It will not continue. I want to thank and congratulate Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu. We worked as a team like perhaps no team has ever worked before. And we've gone a long way to erasing this horrible threat to Israel. I want to thank the Israeli military for the wonderful job they've done. And most importantly, I want to congratulate the great American patriots who flew those magnificent machines tonight, and all of the United States military on an operation the likes of which the world has not seen in many, many decades. Hopefully, we will no longer need their services in this capacity. I hope that's so. I also want to congratulate the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Dan Raisin Kane, spectacular general, and all of the brilliant military minds involved in this attack. With all of that being said, this cannot continue. There will be either peace or there will be tragedy for Iran far greater than we have witnessed over the last 8 days. Remember, there are many targets left. Tonight's was the most difficult of them all, by far, and perhaps the most lethal. But if peace does not come quickly, we will go after those other targets with precision, speed, and skill. Most of them can be taken out in a matter of minutes. There's no military in the world that could have done what we did tonight, not even close. There has never been a military that could do what took place just a little while ago. Tomorrow, General Kane, Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth will have a press conference at 8 a.m. at the Pentagon. And I want to just thank everybody, and in particular, God. I want to just say we love you, God, and we love our great military. Protect them. God bless the Middle East. God bless Israel. And God bless America. Thank you very much. Thank you.
There it is. Game over. So apparently 2 weeks became 2 days. I have heard a couple of different things. Number one, that they flew a whole bunch of different missions without these bunker buster bombs on them to confuse the Iranians. They came in after about 6 or 7 flights went through Iranian airspace. Then the bunker busters came in. This is the first time the United States of America has joined another country in a military operation since 1941. And we were successful then, we were successful now. Right now, they have hit the Fordow Center where they were doing uranium enrichment 330 feet underground on average, is what they say that it is. The bunker busters can hit about 200 feet. They dropped 6 of them. That's right, 6 of them. 6 GBU-57s. They've never been used in war, but they have now. 6 of them if you do the math, would mean that they should have penetrated 1,200 feet. Believe me, Fordo is annihilated. Okay? With everything that we've done, we have set back their nuclear program either from the infantile stages of the beginning of the program or at least 10, 15, maybe more years. So now what happens? Well, of course, the blustering and the big dogging is going on right now from the IRGC and the Ayatollah, and they're saying that now we're at war and now everyone's a target and the United States will be targeted and our military bases will be targeted and our embassies will be targeted. And President Trump's not playing around. He's not playing around. And if Iran thinks that they're going to attack Americans at our military bases or our embassies or anywhere else, it's not going to be good, folks. Not going to be good. So I think that this operation more than likely was planned from the very beginning. I think that because President Trump doesn't want to be seen as an interventionist or somebody that is going to go to war for no reason, I think that they planned this. I really, truly do. I think that the plan was for Israel to go in, do what they had to do, and eventually we come in and play cleanup. And that's exactly what happened. And the entire mission, from start to the middle to finish, has been nothing short of spectacular. Now we're going to find out what happens next. If I was to make a prediction, peace in the Middle East. That's what I think is going to happen next. There's already been secret meetings that have gone on talking about who's going to lead Iran after this is all over with. I don't know. I don't think they're going to take out the Ayatollah in a military operation or kill him. And quite frankly, I don't think they should. I think at this point, we do need regime change. That is the difference that I have with the Trump administration or anyone else. Because if you leave the same psychopath with a bloodthirst to kill others in power, eventually he's going to try it again. He's going to surround himself with the same type of notorious gangsters and killers and murderers. And then he's going to try it again. So why not arrest him? He's not going to be hard to find. Israel knows where he's at. The United States knows where he's at. Both militaries know exactly where he is, in exactly the location, in the exact cave underground. So why don't we just go in there at gunpoint, have him put his hands up, arrest him, and then bring him to the International Criminal Court, put him up in front of the International Criminal Court, create your case, show the 46 years of destruction and death and depravity and executions and hangings and stonings and quarterings and God knows what else these evil, evil people have done to so many Iranians, Jews, other people. It's just a horrific, horrific regime. One of the worst regimes in history. And so why not just arrest him, do a trial, show all the proof, show the crimes against humanity, and let him see the same fate as Saddam Hussein. Hang him by the neck. And that's how this Ayatollah idiot should be dealt with. I don't agree with killing and assassinating him in a military operation, because I think if you do that, you break that unwritten rule that is not really a rule, but it's kind of a rule, where you're not supposed to take out heads of state. Now, granted, they've been trying to take out our head of state. They've been trying to kill President Trump. So certainly in this scenario, President Trump would absolutely be validated to do that. But even he is not a bloodthirsty warmonger, despite what the media and others say. He truly does want peace. He wants to make deals, not nuclear weapons and nuclear facilities. He wants deals. He wants to see the Middle East flourish and prosper. He wants to see them all get along with Israel and themselves and others and other neighbors. Isn't it interesting that no other Islamic country joined in this battle? None of them. Not Yemen, not another Shia dominant country. There's a couple of others. Bahrain, there's another one that's a predominantly Shia Muslim country. No other countries joined in. Why? Because they all understand that Iran was the culprit, number one, and number two, they were the impediment to peace in the Middle East. And so now we should have peace in the Middle East. It may take a little bit of time, but we will. We will have peace in the Middle East. And I don't believe that this is going to expand further and other, countries are getting involved and things like that, because I think they all understand the nuisance that was the Iranian regime. So I don't think that we ought to leave him in power. We ought to capture him, try him, and let him meet the final, destination, which isn't going to be 72 virgins. It's going to be a hot day in hell for him. So anyway, that's what I wanted to cover tonight. Not too much else other than the fact that, again, 6 bunker buster bombs. Israel basically wiped out 75% of Natanz. They wiped out 75% of Isfahan. But they didn't get a chance to do the other 25%. We took care of that. We took care of that tonight. Okay, we dropped a ton of these bombs. We probably dropped about probably $1 billion worth of bombs, if you want to know the truth. And Fordo is gone. Natanz is gone. Isfahan is gone, as President Trump said. But there are other smaller locations. And perhaps, maybe, Israel will take back the reins and they will take out the rest of those targets instead of us. They needed us for the real big job. We took care of the big job. Now we need to take a step back. We need to get out of this situation completely. We can still be there as a defensive front to shoot down their missiles and things like that. But other than that, this is now Israel's job to clean up and finish. And I think they will. I think they will. So just looking at some of the news out there, the Iranians are saying here that, Natanz and Fordo, the damage can be fixed. Really? 6 bunker buster bombs? It can't be fixed. Okay, it is completely annihilated. I mean, you would assume 1,200 feet down is what it was. If they dropped one and that went 200 feet, they dropped another one, there's a 200-foot hole, you drop another one, you drop another one, you drop another one, it's gone, okay? It's gone. Don't worry about it. It's gone. So it's crazy. Obviously, we saved Israel from the potential of extermination. And we had to do what we had to do. And President Trump now is going to be seen as a hero, okay? I don't care what the polls say. I know that there's been polls around the country that show him underwater significantly in the 7 swing states that he won. So what? I don't care if he's down 7, 8, 4, 5. It doesn't matter. You know why? Because it's early. And guess what? He's going to come roaring back. The economy's going to come roaring back. All the money coming in from the tariffs, inflation at lower levels, the lowest levels on record practically, and then, of course, gas prices going down. The housing market's going to come back. Hopefully this Powell idiot will resign soon. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. President Trump can't necessarily fire this guy because they have protections for the Federal Reserve Chairman. But you know what he could do? he could appoint right now somebody to replace him, even though the appointment wouldn't be for 9 months, because that's when Powell is up. But it'll put pressure on Powell, okay, to get the hell out. Even Pulte, who's the head of the FHA, said he needs to get out because he is holding us back. And I believe, and I said this before on X, I believe that on the way out, the Otto Penn administration probably told Powell, look, you're the last hope that we have to stop President Trump. Please do not listen to him. Fight against his great economy. Even if the rates should be lowered, don't lower those rates. Help us out for the midterms. Stall his economic recovery as long as humanly possible so that we have a better shot and we can say that the economy is terrible in the midterms. Not going to happen, okay? President Trump, you ought to appoint either Howard Lutnick or Scott Bessent tomorrow morning as the next federal chairman. Even though they can't be put into position because he's still there, it's the optics of that. It will show we don't want you. We want you out right away. If you're wondering why your 401ks and your pensions and your stock portfolios and everything else haven't gone up as much as they should, look at one person. Too late, Powell. Okay? He's a scumbag. He's a Trump-hating idiot. And he needs to go. So that's what I would suggest that we do. But anyway, just wanted to end with this one little thing right here. What am I at, 16 minutes already? Jeez, I can talk a lot. Last thing. Right now on X, well, let me back up. Before the Israel and Iran conflict happened, I had about 11,000 followers on X. I'm down to about 7,800 or 7,700, okay? I have lost more than 3,000 people. Why? Because I've been covering everything going on. I've been taking a strong stance, unwavering support for Israel, and I've been posting all kinds of updates all the time. And every time I do it, I look back and I lose 50 to 100 more, okay? And so be it. That's it. That's what I have to deal with. That's what I have to deal with. But I am asking you, the audience out there, please go to @RealJBUShow, @RealJBUShow, and follow me on X, because I have to now rebuild my following, because my following has been too chicken shit to stay with me because they're anti-Semitic or they hate Israel, or even if they're conservatives or MAGA, shake the tree hard enough and the anti-Semite will fall out. And that's what I'm finding. So please help me. Go to @RealJBUShow on X and follow me. And of course, I will follow all of you back. All right? God bless you all. God bless America. God bless Israel. God bless the Iranian people that don't deserve to suffer and be oppressed all these years. And let's hope that good things happen, not just for Iran, not just for Israel, not just for America, but for the entire world, and exclusively, of course, the Middle East. Let's see peace in the Middle East, finally. Those are my thoughts. What are yours? Put them down in the comments below. We'll see you in the next one.